It was a quiet Friday evening, and 16-year-old Emily found herself alone in her family's large suburban house. Her parents had gone out of town for the weekend, leaving her in charge. Emily was excited at first. She rarely had the house to herself. She thought of the freedom she'd enjoy, staying up late, watching scary movies, and ordering pizza. A few hours into her movie marathon, Emily hears a faint thud coming from upstairs. She pauses the movie, listening closely. Silence. The sound of the wind outside rattles the windows slightly, but nothing else seems out of place. Emily shrugs it off, convincing herself that the house was just settling. Grabbing her phone, Emily tiptoed toward the staircase. She turned on her phone's flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness like a knife. Her heart pounded in her chest as she ascended the stairs, each step creaking ominously beneath her weight. When she reached the top, she swung relieved to find nothing out of place. Emily turned to head back downstairs. But as she glanced at the mirror hanging in the hallway, her blood ran cold. In the reflection, she saw a dark, indistinct figure standing at the end of the hall, just outside her room. The figure was tall and shrouded in shadow, its features impossible to make out. Emily whipped around, but no one was there. Emily raced downstairs, her heart hammering in her chest. She grabbed the house phone and dialed her mom's number. The ringing seemed to go on forever, but there was no answer. She tried her dad's number next, still no response. Her hands shook as she checked the front door, making sure it was locked. Then she heard it again, the faint. Just when she thought she was alone again, Emily heard a voice. It was soft and whispery, as if someone was speaking just outside her range of hearing. The words were unintelligible, but the sound filled her with dread. Her hands tightened around the knife as she moved slowly toward the kitchen window. Outside, the wind rustled the trees, but nothing else seemed amiss. The voice, without warning, a loud crash echoed through the house. Emily's blood turned to ice. Something, or someone, was inside. She bolted out of the kitchen, sprinting toward the front door, but it wouldn't budge. The locks were stuck, as if frozen in place. Desperate, she tried the back door. Nothing. Footsteps. Emily pressed her ear against the door, listening. The footsteps had stopped. Silence enveloped the house, but it was an unnatural silence, thick with menace. Suddenly, a cold draft swept through the room, and Emily's closet door creaked open. She turned slowly, her heart in her throat. Just as the figure lunged, Emily darted to the side, slashing at it with the knife. The blade passed through it as though it were made of smoke. The figure snarled, reaching for her with long, clawed hands. In a moment of desperation, Emily threw open her bedroom window and leaped out on. Emily fled into the nearby woods, running until her lungs burned. When she finally stopped, she looked back, but the house was barely visible through the trees. The figure was gone. She collapsed to the ground, trembling. She was safe for now. But as she caught her breath, the wind carried a familiar sound,